Good to go. Welcome, everyone. Moguls and Muffins from the Utah Olympic Park. Watch it. Brad Wilson already clowning around in the background. Love it, you guys. Welcome, everybody. U.S. ski and snowboard fans and enthusiasts, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Trace Worthington. Sean Smith went to the Olympics in 92, 94. Sean, my Olympic teammate in 1994. My broadcast partner on NBC. Just kind of hosting, having some fun out here at the Utah Olympic Park, raising money for the U.S. men's and women's mogul team. By the way, we're already at about $88,000 in the $100,000 goal fundraising effort.
$100,000 is our goal. We're looking for that. 88. Now, what's really cool too is, as you'll see, we have the mogul team jumping here behind us the whole time. They were training up at Mount Hood earlier this year, getting on snow. Everything's crazy this year, as we know, so things are limited that way. But to have this facility here and have these athletes training and jumping, this is priceless, Trace.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. And all the money that's raised goes to direct impact funding to the U.S. Moguls team. To raise money for travel and training and all the things that all athletes from any sport obviously need. And privately funded is what the U.S. ski team and ski and snowboard team is all about. Not the government funding, which a lot of the other countries have and had opportunities like that. But Sean, I mean, what is it like to be funded as an athlete? I mean, how big of an impact does that make?
It's night and day. So I've been on both sides of the fence. The new guy on the team, paying my own way. In fact, I did a fundraiser back in the day in Park City. I grew up in Park City, where we went around and knocked on everyone's door, literally everyone's door in Park City, Utah, because we were riding our bikes from here to Durango, Colorado, and knocked on the door, gave the spiel that we needed money, everyone pitched in, and then we rode our bikes from here to Durango. Now, that was a cool fundraiser.
And they just wrote checks?
And they just handed out cash, wrote checks. It's Park City, baby.
I know. And what did that go towards? I mean, you were
basically, it would pay for our airfare. It would pay for our housing. It would pay for training in the summer. So on that note, I had to work so hard to make this money so I could train. And it was really difficult because you're balancing both lives. You want to be an athlete, one of the best in the world, but you have to make money. Now, these athletes are the best in the world, and the money we're raising today and really throughout the year, they don't have to worry about that stuff. They don't have to worry about money because they get to go and just train, lift, eat properly, like these muffins, Moguls and Muffins, Chef Steve is making, and really kind of just put forth what they have to do to be the best in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about these muffins. Look at these bad boys right here.
Yes.
Chef Steve, the U.S. ski and snowboard team's chef, putting together some muffins for Moguls and Muffins. Big thanks to the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team Foundation for putting this event on. Usually this takes place in person at an event. What's it taste like? Is it all right? It's got like carrots and stuff, and like
it's healthy.
Carrots and zucchini.
It has pumpkin seeds. It's healthy. We're going to give you the recipe too. If you donate, we'll give you this recipe. These are good.
That sounds like a good idea. That's right. If you do donate, then you will receive the recipe from Chef Steve of these beautiful muffins out here. But again, you guys, this event normally takes place at Jim and Jeffy Benedict's house out in Colorado. And a big thanks to those two, and we're going to thank them 100 times over during this live Facebook broadcast. But a big thanks to them. But, it's so cool at these fundraising events when the athletes can come, shake hands, look people in the eye, thank them personally, and that's not the case this year. So that's a huge deal when you look at a $100,000 effort that is going into this fundraising campaign, right, for the Moguls team.
Sure.
And when you're like, well, what do we do now? Moguls and Muffins. To raise the $100,000.
We're raising money, socially distanced raising money. Trace, you're part of my quarantine, so we're hanging out together right here, which is really cool. We got the quarantine of the U.S. team here behind us and jumping. We can talk about these athletes as we see them jumping. Trace, you and I work for NBC, as you talked about. To meet these athletes both, when we see their faces on the screen, like the new athletes, all of a sudden like a Hannah Soar pops up in her graphic, and we see this young girl from out in Killington, Vermont, and then to get to see them jumping here today and to see the year that they had, I mean, all these different athletes, that's really special to see. Yeah,
and it's so cool. There was big support of this effort to come out here and do something different, and that's why we're on Facebook Live with you guys for this Moguls and Muffins fundraising effort. Again, $100,000 is the goal, and I'm sure the number will increase by the time we go off here in about 25 minutes.
Well, when Trace Worthington comes on air, money starts rolling in.
Well, yeah, sure, Sean. Yeah.
We call you Money Trace for a reason.
Hannah Carney will be joining us. Talk about money rolling in.
Talk about money rolling in. Olympic gold medalist.
Hi, Hannah. There's Hannah Soar right here.
Yes.
There's Hannah
I was just talking about her.
We were just talking about her. Ripping season last year, by the way. It was so much fun commentating all your great runs.
Now get back up there.
Keep
jumping.
Back up there. Get working. Yeah, we got some medals. Olympics, Sean, in Beijing, 18 months away.
I know.
How crazy is that? Now, for an athlete in the moguls world, what is that like? I mean, that's like tomorrow for some athletes.
Well, it's tomorrow for some athletes, but it's also a long ways away. You have to, as you know, Trace, to make the Olympic team, it's about a
Nick
month.
Page,
It's about, oh, thank you,
thank you. Flyby. Nice.
One of the nicest, youngest men I've ever met.
Yeah.
Met him this year. He came up, introduced himself to me as I was calling the World Cup here at Deer Valley over the MC, and he made it a point to come and find me and introduce himself. And I've seen him and talked about him for years, but to make that face, that's what I was just talking about, to meet people face to face. But with the Olympics, Trace, you're talking about, they make the team kind of that year. So you have to have this next year is an important year because you want to work on tricks, do a lot of new different things with the air, what we're seeing right here, work on your turns, obviously, but you have to stay healthy because you want to be going into that Olympic year healthy, Trace. That's the biggest thing. These athletes are so good and they're set as far as where they are in the world and U.S. standings, but you have to really focus. This is an important year, even though it's not an Olympic year, because you got to work it and keep that body looking.
And like I said, 18 months is not that far away.
It's one of those
I tell you
back
what,
and forth.
I am impressed, and I'd love to ask Hannah Carney about this when she comes on. But like the changes this year with COVID-19. Obviously, we're here doing a fundraising event, virtual, can't go live in person. These guys in a bubble constantly. By the way, we're very well distanced. If it doesn't look like that, we're like 8 feet away. But it's different this year. Like it's a complete mindset. I mean, a change in mindset, right? Like trying to navigate around COVID-19, doing things, being creative. U.S. Ski and Snowboard team, their high performance team, all these guys and the coaches have, I think, done an amazing job so far with how they are training under these circumstances. I mean, would this freak you out?
It is unprecedented year for sure, and that's why the fundraising is almost more important this year because these athletes can't go out and coach. Hey, go USA, right on. Tess rolling through. She's been dynamic for the last few years. We see the young athletes that were rookies, now veterans. Tess Johnson, now veteran on the team. It's hard to believe. I mean, 23, 24 years old, and you're a veteran. We have our first couple donations coming in.
First couple donations, right now. I am looking at the Facebook page, you guys. So, in a few comments, my friend Faisal, thank you for supporting the team, and Angie, she's about Nick Page fan right here.
Oh, who isn't?
Jen Faber weighing in. So all these guys, thank you so much for your generous donations. I have a feeling by the time we wrap this up in about 20 minutes, Sean, that we'll probably be over that 100,000 mark, which would be great.
Well, and speaking to these athletes earlier today, they were so
Lewis right
appreciative. Here. Yeah, meat. That's what they call it.
Sabrina Cass is here.
All the athletes were telling me, how thankful they are for all of this. I mean, they literally feel it so much when you donate and helps really make their dreams come true. That's cliche, but lets them just focus on what they're doing. And back to what you were saying about this year.
There's Jesse. Hey, Jesse, stop. Wave to the crowd real quick.
Oh, wave to the crowd, yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Jesse and Dringa.
What are you throwing up there?
Cork 10s and Cork 7 grabs and stuff.
No big deal.
And competing with his brother too on tour. That's pretty cool. We have some sisters on the women's side, and we have some brothers on the men's side.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, get back up
back
there.
at it, man. That's cool. Sean, talk about the auction items.
Items. We got a ton of auction items. These are cool. I like 2-night stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Vail and 2 U.S. ski team and snowboard gold passes.
Yeah.
So I'd like to go to the Ritz-Carlton for a couple nights out there in Vail and cruise around the mountains. So I might bid on that one. The ID1 package, Trace. ID1, I mean, talk about that. That's the ski of freestyle right now.
Yeah. I mean, huge. ID1 is awesome, right? I mean, you have Mike Page and Sherry Page, tremendous supporters, not only from the ID1 side, but personal supporters. And for this campaign in particular, gave us a great gift. So Mike and Sherry, thanks so much for that. We have
Trace has props.
I have props. And
old school and new school. This is what we love.
I'm not promoting the old brand here. I'm just showing you the difference.
I like it says Ace on there. I mean,
yeah,
Ace.
These are my old mogul skis.
I can see
you
that.
skied on these. These are 194 centimeter in length.
Yep.
All right, and here are my daughter's ID ones.
Oh.
But she still skis on the same size as half the women out here right now on the U.S. team, and look at the
I could have done a lot more tricks in my upright aerials if I had skis that were this size, but I was going for the speed with the longer one. Back in the day, I mean, these things, we'd stand around the lift line, they'd be like, skis way up here.
But
skinny, old school.
But a huge thanks out to ID1, you guys, really changing the face of the technology of mogul skiing and really ramping it up.
Ramping it up.
Yeah.
Nice pun. Pun intended.
Ramp it up. Who
So
do we
what's
have?
cool is we're seeing these athletes come down. Obviously, we're seeing some big jumps on the side. The U.S. aerial team trains here as well as other teams from around the world. Coach Eric Burgess is running around here, summer Olympic gold medalist. He's going to make a flyby at some point.
Yep.
But this jump back here we see, I mean, this is one of the best facilities, if not the best in the world. You can see the athletes kind of lining up as they come down in, and they're just working those tricks. It has the right pitch in the jump, something they're similar to what they're going to see in the moguls, working these crazy, crazy tricks. We're seeing cork 1080s, cork 14s, double cork, backflips with grabs. The progression of the sport has been so cool and to
cool.
watch and be a part of.
Yeah, let's talk about that in a second. I got just a few other thank yous.
Hit it.
Jeff Crockett, he said he's in. Thanks, Jeff. Good to see you on here. Jim Lewis, I would imagine that's maybe Alex's dad, has just donated. Big Al and Team USA.
Oh, all right.
And then Nancy Getz, just a big Sabrina, exclamation mark. So thanks you guys for weighing in. And I'll try to keep up on some of those comments. But thanks for the great support.
Well, it's fun to see, too, and a lot of the parents chiming in. And the parents out there of the athletes are the greatest sponsors and the best supporters.
Yeah.
I mean, behind every great athlete are great parents, however that shakes out, because support system you need, we know that. I mean, coming through the ranks, but we're loving everyone pitching in and seeing these athletes. We've got someone coming in right now, going to go big. This is off the big jump up there.
Let's talk about Kai Owens right here.
Kai Owens, stop right there.
I mean, huge accolades. Kai is like the youngest to ever even make the U.S. mogul team.
Well, I first met her by seeing her picture on NBC when we said, who's this young lady?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Kai Owens. Next thing you know, top fives,
Yeah.
rocking.
Yeah, she was you were in the finals in Canada, right? Or something like that, yeah. That was awesome. So you having fun?
Oh yeah.
She's having fun?
How's your
that's
first
so cool.
summer kind of a full member of the U.S. team?
It's been awesome.
Yeah?
We're so lucky to be out here training,
Yeah.
and it's just been super fun.
Heard you're killing it. Heard you're killing it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. It's good to see
All right,
you guys.
young Kai Owens making the U.S. ski team at 14 years old.
Amazing.
How nuts is that?
Amazing.
I know. I saw her working on like back cork grab yesterday. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
No, talent.
It's so good. Progression of aerial maneuvers.
Yes.
Back when you were doing it. Double twister spreads, triple twisters, quad twisters,
Daffy twister spread.
whatever, all that
really
stuff. And they allowed inverts, and you and I know the full story. In brief, it's like, Mosley kind of changed things with his mute grab in
Yes.
'98, and then moving on, getting inverts go sort of
Dinner roll
side
at
flipping into the dinner roll.
2002,
2002.
Yep.
And then
Made
inverts, then feet over the head got introduced. So all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
I love the progression you're talking about. And they actually, not only progression of jumps, but they had to change the course.
Yeah.
When we skied, we had to hit these jumps and land in the moguls. And people out there, back in the old school people, you know what that means. You had to pick your exact spot to land in the moguls. There's no way you could be throwing backflips, cork, whatever, and landing in the bumps. So now they have a really nice setup, safer for the athletes. And they have a big jump on a knoll and then a chopped landing hill, which is pretty smooth, and it allows these athletes to then do these crazy tricks we're seeing, which once again, I love, land safely and then get right back into the bump. So progression, like anything, we've been a part of it from the start,
Right.
Trace, and we're still a part of it, and I'm absolutely a freestyle fan for life.
Yeah, Nick Page, he's going to walk by in a second. He's been working on, what is it, like dub 10? I mean,
Double cork 10.
which isn't even allowed.
Yep.
Right?
So basically, he has the spins and the corks. He does
Yeah.
cork 14s, cork 1080s, but a double cork, which you're talking about, is actually 2 rotations, almost 2 flips.
2 backflips.
Not allowed in freestyle yet, but the top guns are doing it. Nick, Mikhail Kingsbury.
So let's let it in. Let's get it in.
Well, there's 3 guys that are proving it can be done, but it is an extremely difficult trick. We're thinking maybe after the next Olympics.
They say it's too dangerous. That's like saying, hey, there he is, Nick Page. We're talking about your new
dub
your
cork 10.
dub cork 10.
Dub
Yeah.
10.
When are we going to get it in?
We got to get it in.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
You're one of the 3 guys that can actually do that trick that I've seen
Yeah.
this last year really well. I mean,
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was kind of a rough start with it. I kind of just saw, Mick
Yeah.
and Kuma do it
Yep.
in January, and with pretty much no experience on the
That's
ramps.
cool.
Went out, tried one on snow, and
I've seen you
didn't
do
go
one
well.
this morning. You do another one for us?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll look for
We'll
it.
look out for it.
We'll look for it. Thanks, buddy. People are
She's crazy.
donating in your name already. We love you.
I like how they're determined. It's too dangerous or difficult. It's like that's like telling Usain Bolt to slow down before the finish line. You know what I mean?
He does.
Like, can you
He
slow
does
down a
slow-
little bit? You're going too fast.
He
Like,
does
you're going to
slow
get
it
hurt. You know.
So right there, we have the link is in the comments if you want to
The link is in the
chime
comments
and,
for the silent auction and to donate. Remember, the silent auction closes tonight.
you have
at
other things
5
at Ski
p.m.
Day with Olympian at Morgan Shield. Deer
Yep.
Valley. That's awesome.
sweet.
She's not out here jumping here this year, taking the year off, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, yep.
Working back from an injury.
Yeah, she's up on the deck right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
up on
she's
the
back
deck.
there.
We have a few athletes that
think
are
so.
working their way back from injury. Casey Andringa back as well, old school freestyle, kind of the
Yep.
one of the vets on the team. He's coming back from an injury. We were talking to him earlier. He said he's feeling really good and excited for the year, but kind of cool stuff. That's another thing. And then golf for 3 at Glen Wild, which is just around the corner from us right here. You'll get to go out there and play. I've played at Glen
Speaking
Wild.
of the young guys
one
on
of
the
best.
team, right here.
Oh, the youngest
Brad
guy.
Wilson.
So
Bradley.
couple-time Olympian. You have medals from world championships, from everything all over the place, and you are the veteran on the
No,
team.
the young guy.
What's it like being the young guy veteran on the team?
It's weird.
Do they all look to you for mentorship? Or
Yeah, but they shouldn't. No, I was the young guy one year, and then the next year I was the veteran. So I don't know
we
how-
were just talking about
It's
that.
crazy.
We see you guys get on the team young. When your brother was still on the team, you guys are competing, and next thing you know, a couple years later, you're the old vet.
I'm the old vet. Very old vet.
Not that old, ladies and
28.
gentlemen. 28?
Yeah, old.
Couple more years looking for that next
Old- old with
Olympics?
this crowd.
Looking
What's
for that, looking for that next Olympics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looking for that 3-time? Why not? You
Yeah.
were on the podium for the final event this year.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
I know.
nice way to end
Never
the
count
season.
this guy out. Never count this guy out. That's
Don't
the
count me
bottom
out.
line at the end of the day.
Keep jumping, buddy. What are you gonna
Yeah.
What are you gonna throw for us?
What do you want me to throw?
I want you to throw something old school.
What do they want me to throw?
They want you to throw something old school.
Okay, go.
Anything you got.
All right. You got it.
All right. I don't know if these young athletes know how to do. Well, he does. He knows how to do an old school trick.
Patty Koff is saying hello. Hey, Patty, what's up?
Patty Koff.
Patty's
obviously,
X
mom.
Games medalist.
Yep.
All that stuff. Speaking of medalists,
Jalen Koff is her daughter, and
speaking of medalists,
Oh.
we're going to bring in Hannah Carney.
jeez, why wouldn't you?
I'm going to boot you out for the social distancing purposes.
Why
we
am I
can't
here if
pay
Hannah
for it.
Carney's here? That's what I want to know. All right, I will
Here's your
exit
Smitty.
stage left.
You're Smitty. So I'm going to bring in Hannah Carter, you guys, which is awesome. Olympic gold medal winner, Olympic bronze medal winner, and I had a little stat on you. How's it going?
I'm very well. Thank you
Good.
for having me.
Good, good.
Fun to be back at the pool and not be jumping into it.
Hey, first, just real quick props for you. Obviously, winning the 2010 Olympic gold. A record, I've said this in our NBC broadcast before, a record 46 World Cup victories tied with Donna Weinbrich. And I looked at it, 117 starts. So that means 40% win ratio. So 40% of the events that you competed in a World Cup, you won.
Cool.
I mean, not many people do that in any sport, just
I
so you
didn't
know.
know that stat.
But yeah, so cool. How's it going?
Very well.
You having fun watching these guys?
Yeah, it's bringing back memories. That's for sure. I spent a lot of time in the pool as an athlete, and I'm enjoying watching the amazing tricks they're throwing.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And the water ramping, people who might be new to the sport,
Yep.
right? I mean, we have a lot of people. I'm looking at some comments on Facebook right now, but like, we have a lot of veterans who, well-educated people on the sport. But those who are tuning in, they're going, I don't get why those guys are jumping into the water.
It is confusing. 20% of the mogul run score, we'll wait for this really loud
That's all right.
truck to go by, is jumping. So
Yeah.
although it's only 20% of your score, it's a very important 20%. The
Yeah.
quality and the difficulty of your tricks aesthetically makes a mogul run. Also, what else are you going to do when it's August and there's no
Yeah.
snow to get to? This
Right.
is the most realistic way to train for your sport when you can't be on snow. But it is important to not get sucked into the water ramping. You need to balance it out with on-snow training, your strength training, and that's why being a mogul skier is so fun. These guys train 6 or 7 hours a day because when you're done here, now you got to go to the gym and lift. You got to work on your trampoline skills. You got to
Yeah.
work on your flexibility. It's never ending, and it's so much work and totally worth it.
It is never ending. And then, Sean was talking about injuries and stuff like that, and that's such a hard thing when you have such a small window of time, right? I mean, like 18 months before
Right.
the Olympic Games, like you can't really, you got to be on it from like here until then. You know what I mean?
There's so many different components of mogul skiing, and it's really strategic in how. I just saw a really exciting
I know.
sign.
We just saw a sign in the back.
Really strategic in how you train, and you got to work on your weaknesses so that you can. That goal is to win an Olympic medal for
Yeah.
your country. And in order to do that, you got to make yourself the best athlete you can at that time.
Jackie Ledecky is in the background with the foundation. One of the creators of this event, which is super fun, by the way. I love doing this with the athletes in the background.
great.
Just showed us a sign that we just raised over $100,000 for the mogul team. So how about that? Yeah, team.
That is awesome. Thank you,
That's
donors. Thank you.
But
They thank you.
They thank you, yeah. But you can keep it going because, there's always next year rolling it in. There's a lot of uncertainties as well So, the more funding, the merrier in this case, because with COVID-19 and more testing and more things with different types of travel and restricted travel for the athletes, and, there's going to be less people rooming together, and there's all kinds of things that are going to tally up this year. As far as that funding goes, Jalen Koff right here, thanking you guys. We just raised over $100,000 for you guys. Done. Tess Johnson right there too. Speaking of funding, how important is the funding for an athlete? And there's always a generic answer. Well, it's great because I can be an athlete, but there's really more to
the funding is absolutely crucial. Every single one of these athletes' competitors has government funding from their countries, the other nations.
The other nations, yeah.
The other nations, yes. We do not get government funding, so we're up against that hurdle. And the only way these athletes can train to that level and compete against their peers is by the donations from the public, which is a really cool opportunity because we have no ceiling for how much money we can raise.
Right.
The Canadian government's funding their team, they're going to stop at a certain amount. We do not have a ceiling, so we can raise as much money as possible, or we can try, and we rely on you guys for that.
Right, and if things change with COVID-19 as far as travel, and then all of a sudden we need more funding for these athletes, those other countries can really kind of just insert that funding right away. Whereas this, again, privately funded by you guys that are watching right now, is going to come in handy. And if and we'll roll it over to next year if we need to.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be much needed this year.
Yeah, I don't remember a season where we raised too much money.
Exactly.
We can always put it to good use. There are some very smart minds in this organization making so the athletes have the best chance of achieving their goals and winning medals.
Yeah. So you're impressed with the new tricks and all that stuff? I mean, is this something you'd want to be doing now? I mean,
no, I do not want to be doing that now. Ow, that hurts. The impact, the bubble, the surface tension is broken on the water, so it makes it a little bit better, but that's still a nice little clip when you hit that water. And when you do 1,000 jumps a summer or 20 jumps a day, yeah, your spine, your back feels it, so I don't miss that part. Although it's been a hot summer in Park City, and right now, 94 today is supposed to be the high?
Yeah.
It's a pretty refreshing experience. But
nice
that's
to
not
be
the
out
case
here.
in October when they're jumping.
What are you up to these days? Doing a little training?
I'm doing some training. I'm working with some mogul
the
skiers.
foundation.
Yes. So I took a role as an athlete gift officer for the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team Foundation because my experience on the team was a positive one. And if I can give back in any way and help these athletes, help raise money so that these athletes can have the same type of experience I did, which I'm so grateful for, I'm willing to do that. And I'm also working as a personal trainer. And I started my own, during this COVID thing, I started my own little virtual training business. So if you want to get your butt kicked by an Olympian, join one of my virtual workouts.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks to the supporters. I told you that once Sean left and Hannah Carney jumped on the
We
set
hit our goal.
that we would go over $100,000. So now we know, Smitty, you're doing an okay job here, but
I guess we'll let you back.
But Hannah really took us over the edge and moved the dial.
Thank
Hate
you
to tell
guys so much. Thank you for
All right,
having
thanks,
me.
Hannah. Great to always speak with you.
Can I take a muffin?
Yeah, yeah. Chef
Fantastic.
Steve, by the way, making the muffin.
Thank
And
you,
those who
Steve.
donated and those who will donate will get a free muffin recipe from U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team's Chef Steve.
He's back.
He's back.
Now the money's going down now.
Sean left earlier. Now
Smitty's here.
Smitty's here.
Well, this is, since we're talking old
Can only
school,
go down here from here.
thi-
Hold on a second. Zach Amadan. Zach
Oh,
Amadan's
Zach.
on. Steve Strandberg. Thank you,
What's
Steve Strandberg. You and your wife Diana, always just phenomenal supporters of the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team all the way around, and especially in this case, the Mogul Team.
over
Yeah.
$100,000. That is absolutely amazing to
Yeah.
everyone pitching in, the whole U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team, the whole thing, because that means that these athletes can just keep doing this, Trace, just keep jumping. And I think I got to sign up for one of those virtual workouts from Hannah. I mean, I'm feeling a little sluggish after this COVID thing this last while, but I got to get back out there.
You know what's funny? Sean throws this wig on all the time. And
What
it's
wig?
actually what he looked like back in his competition day. Like literally looked like
This is me, no helmet, just a
it
headband
was like-
and some cool glasses.
Yeah. He's not even joking. He literally
Hey, you know what?
looked like
We
that.
kind of both looked like this, literally. I have pictures of you with mullets, bro,
I do.
from
I
back
had
in the
mullet.
day.
I had the
One of these.
1989. It was my U.S. ski team picture is a full mullet. Some thank you, Smitty.
Yes.
And then maybe you can remind people on the auction that's
Yeah,
still
lots of
rolling.
stuff going still.
We can't thank Jim and Jeffy Benedict enough for all they've done, who have helped us really kickstart this entire mogul fundraising campaign a few years ago, and so now it's moving on and moving forward, and we couldn't be at their home this year, but we were able to do this here, which those guys have been amazing over the years, and so thanks to that. Steve and Diana Strandberg, I mentioned your name earlier. Thank you guys so much. Jeff Boyd, one of the trustees on the ski team. Alan and Alex Air, thank you guys. Eric and Sarah Resnick. I haven't seen you guys in a while, but thank you so much for your large donations. There's so many more people to thank you guys. These are just ones that are popping up really quickly here. And trustee Kip Nelson, possibly the coolest guy ever. He has way cooler hair than your...
He does, and real.
Yeah, he's
I've met Kip. That guy he's legit.
Yeah, he's a stud. Yeah, Kip's
He
cool.
is a stud.
Kip's
People
cool.
coming by. We're still seeing these athletes jumping. Nick just threw some pretty cool stuff. I'm liking all the grabs we're seeing. And speaking of cool stuff, obviously still more things to chime in for all the auction items. We talked about the ID1 Mogul package, ski day with Morgan Shield. You got golf at Glenwild, great course I was talking about earlier. The Ritz-Carlton at Vail with gold passes. Everyone, I'm going to go online and start.
Oh, Olivia, who's up there? Olivia
Oh.
Giacchio is up there.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Dringa,
Tess. They
Tess.
kind of a couple of those guys wrapped up training.
Yeah, we
So
were
just
talking
hanging
about
out.
working back from injury a little bit. Still jumping earlier, but checking it out
Heckling
right now.
their teammates up there.
I love that.
All the stuff we used to do.
Hey, we still do. You've been heckling me for the last 28 minutes, I think, Trace.
Peter
so-
Graves there.
Oh, Peter
Graves.
Graves.
Peter,
Now
Peter
that's a
Graves.
voice.
Peter Graves. I can't even do it.
He's probably
Peter
listening to
Graves.
my voice thinking, "What?
Peter
I
Graves.
should be there, not that other guy." Peter is a longtime supporter of the sport, involved in the
Yeah,
sport,
he's great.
pioneer in the
Awesome
sport.
awesome announcer.
Awesome announcer,
as well.
commentator, the whole thing.
And so, once again, Sherry and Mike Page, can't thank you guys enough. Your involvement, again, with ID1 and your personal contributions to this Moguls and Muffins
Yes.
fundraiser is outstanding.
And
you guys.
I'll
Thanks so
add
much.
also real quick, I said it earlier, but not only have you raised a wonderful athlete, Nick, but what a great person.
kid.
What
Yeah.
a great human
Great
he
kid.
is. He's so nice and polite, blown away by his talent, his humbleness, and just
Yeah.
what a guy he is.
He rips. That kid definitely rips. Jack Boychuk, thank you. Brian Wilson Sr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's on here too.
He's not on the river fishing?
Mark Kendrick, huh?
Brian Wilson Sr. is usually fishing with his
fishing.
with his
Yeah, your
beautiful
old
bride.
man's weighing
oh,
in
your
there.
old man.
Yeah.
They're out in the river catching fish right now. Your cool mom.
There's an entire crew behind the scenes as well. Jackie Ledecky and Elaine Minahan and Laura Carlton, Emily, and it's Ben, right? No, it's... What's your... Ben. I knew it was Ben. I even said Ben. I should just hung in there and just kept with
Trust it,
Ben.
man.
Walter Wood, old Dogger's in there. We want to thank him.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Utah Olympic Park,
Yes.
which has been amazing here at this facility.
Which is right here. And we're
So-
seeing these athletes jumping.
Tess and Jalen,
Whoa,
you guys
look
good?
at this. We got a new number coming in.
Close out. We're up to 111,000?
That's still
all right.
from Hannah. That's
All right.
still coming in from when she was on the air.
This is still coming. That might go down now that Sean...
That's what I'm saying. Oh, now we're at 109, 108, 107.
Now that Sean's back on, we
Hannah.
went back down.
Get back over here. Stand right back here. Social distance, real nice. There you. That was a pretty good daffy.
Don't you like how we have to
actually.
tell people about social... She's really 6 feet away. You know, like...
Well, she has a cool mask on too.
She
so,
does.
You know.
She does.
It's a thing now, and
it's
we
a
were
thing.
talking about with the athletes, with everyone. It's
It's a thing. Can you guys stand behind us real quick? Avital Shimko right here.
Come
Hey,
back over and
she's
stand
killing
back
it,
here.
coming back from injury. I got a great chance to see her train in Steamboat this spring, where my daughter was training, and awesome and great influence. Tess
Tess,
Johnson
Jalen.
and Jalen Koff right there,
Yes.
you guys. So
111,000 so far.
yeah,
Yeah.
111,000.
So you guys can keep training, and you don't have to worry about the money. We got you covered. We meaning they.
Yeah. All right, we're going to roll off, you guys. Thanks so much. And remember, the auction closes at 5 p.m. Tonight. So
big.
jump on there. Some cool auction items to grab.
Great stuff.
All
Trace,
right.
thank you very much.
Here, air.